Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about transferring your liner onto paper and canvas. I'm going to show you 5 different ways that I like to do it. So if it's something that you struggle with, or if you're not sure if there's a different way that you can be doing it that might help, keep watching. Method number 1, pressure transfer. So for this method, I'm going to be using a pastel, as this is for my next pastel painting of this lovely sunflower. I have this image here that I want to transfer onto my toned pastel matte paper. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to be using a soft pastel pencil. I have my printout and some washi tape, which I use for absolutely everything. I'm going to be using a burnt sienna coloured pastel pencil because it's going to blend in well with the colours and it's going to look great on this toned paper. I could just use the soft pastels to do it, which would be a little bit quicker, but I hate wasting pastel, so I'm opting for the pencil. There'll also be less dust that way. So I'm just going to secure my paper to my drawing board with a piece of tape. And on the reverse of my print, I'm going to be rubbing my pastel pencil, just the same as you would do if you were using an ordinary pencil. Same when you were at school and you put the pencil on the back and then trace over the front. The only difference is we're using pastels. Okay, so if I look at my picture, I can see where most of the details are, and I'm just going to roughly mark on each edge so I know where I want the pastel mostly to be, and I will just cover the area with the pastel. I will now simply trace around any details I need to transfer my image. I can then have a quick check to see if it's transferring to the paper clearly and just carry on applying light pressure and tracing around the details. Once I'm finished, I will check if I'm happy, and if there's any places that haven't transferred clearly, I will just add those in with the same pastels as before, and you can then remove your printout and enjoy your painting. On to method number 2, which is the light box. Now the light box is a great way to get your image onto paper. I purchased this one from Amazon. It was really inexpensive. I think it was about £15. It's just a basic one. There's no bells or whistles, just one button. You hold it down, it adjusts the brightness, and if you press it again, it just turns off. So very easy to use. So taking some good old washi tape, I'm just going to secure my picture onto the light box just to stop it moving around while I trace the image. I'm going to do the same thing with my paper on top of that. This is a good method if you only need part of a picture because you can just move your paper about where you need it. And then I just adjust the brightness on my light box up to the highest setting. Now all I need to do is trace my image. It's really, really sunny here today, so it's a little bit hard to see, but I can clearly see the picture. This is a really easy way. I recommend this. If you cannot just afford a really cheap light box, this is a great way to do it. I'm not going to do it all because that would be very boring to watch, but you'll get the idea. When you turn it off, you'll have a perfect transfer of all your outlines. As you can see with this one, it's really, really thin, very light, so it's really easy to store away. I'll just pop mine away in my drawer. Method number 3 is transfer paper. I love transfer paper. This one is made by Frisk and is a graphite paper. It doesn't smudge, and it also comes in a white, so that's really handy if you've got dark paper or canvas. It's great. This one's also wax free. It's really easy to use this and really convenient. What we're going to be doing is we're basically making a sandwich with the transfer paper in the middle. The paper's got two sides. One's got a shiny side, that's the graphite, and one's got a matte side, and it's the matte side that I'm going to put my print on top of with my plain paper underneath, so that it makes the graphite sandwich. Then it's just a case of taping it to my board and using a pencil. I'm going to trace around like I did before, so really easy. You don't need to press hard, just really light pressure, and then you will have a perfect outline of your image. Method number 4, a projector. So I realise not everybody's going to have a projector. These are great for big canvases. I've got mine at the moment sat flat, and I've adjusted the height that I need just by simply sitting it on the book. Like I said, it's really sunny here today, so I've closed the blinds to make it a little bit easier to see, although I am struggling. This is my Earth Goddess design, and I'm transferring it onto a fairly large canvas. Then once it's all up and running, it's just a case of copying the details over. As you can see, the projector is really bright, but I am battling the sunshine, so it would be better in a darker room once the sun's gone in. I mean, I like to work of an evening, which is perfect. I actually placed a piece of foam board behind this one today just to help block the sun out because it was so bright. Once I'd finished, it just switched off, opened the blinds, and voila, perfect line drawing. And I really can't wait to get this one started. Really excited for this one. Method number 5, the grid method. This method is great for enlarging an image onto canvas, and it's one of my favourites, particularly if it's a small image and I want to put it onto a large canvas. I'm going to show you how I do it with the help of a great little app on my phone. Grid method means I'm going to take my paper or my canvas and I'm going to measure across the width and the height and then divide it up into equal squares. This will form the grid. You do the same thing with the reference photo, and then you would use the squares to copy the details from one grid to the other. I will make another detailed video about the grid method because it is quite in depth, but as I said, I do use a great little app on my phone, and I'm going to show you the one I use and exactly how I use it. So first you'll need to go to your app store, so Google Play or Play Store, type in the search bar Grid Maker for Artists and search. You'll see there's a few different ones on there, but I like this one, Grid Drawing by the App Guru. I already have mine installed, so I don't have the option to install the app. I just need to open it up, but obviously you'll need to install it. Now I've already used this app before, so I've got the last picture that I used still here, but I'm going to change that now. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to click on the image button, then gallery, and go to my pictures on my phone. Select your picture to bring it into the app, Now down the bottom here, there are lots of options. You can toggle the grid on and off. Here you can put in the number of rows and columns to make your grid. You can change the colour of the grid, which is useful if you've got a really dark picture. I quite often use white. You can change the thickness of the lines, which is great. I've not seen that option on many other ones. You can also print directly from the app. I like to save mine to my phone before I print, but you can edit, crop, rotate, all sorts you can actually do within the app. Like I said, I like to save mine to phone, so that's what I'm going to do. I can then come out of the app into my pictures, and I will have the original picture and then a lovely gridded version. So I will just check that quickly, and then I'll print out my gridded reference picture from there. Then I can get on with transferring the picture over by the grid, or enlarging it by drawing a bigger grid onto a larger canvas, or whatever that may be. 5 different ways that you can transfer your images. I think that really more or less covers all of them, but really simple, and if you can't do it one way, you're sure to find another. So if you've got any questions, or if you've got a different way of doing it maybe, leave me a comment. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.